Hey guys, Anthony here. It is almost the new year. It's Thursday, December 30th, 2021. We're almost in 2022, guys. I wanted to do this video on the Oupes 600 watt power station. I've had this now from Oupes for a few months, and I've run some tests with it on what I primarily want to use it for, and that's to run in my van and to do some charge devices in the house to have as emergency backup. And so I've been testing it and using it for the past couple of months. I like the machine, the power station, a lot. I do recommend it, and I wanted to get this video up just to give a quick overview of this unit and to give you some of my thoughts on it and my thinking behind having something like this as part of your preparations, being prepared for whatever life throws at us, whether that's storms, natural disasters, man-made disasters, camping, tailgating, all kinds of things. So the Oupes 600 watt power station, it's unique in the fact that it has, and I think this is a huge selling point that that I would strongly recommend you look into further, but why I'm recommending this power station. It's got the LiFePO4 battery. It's safe. There's no heavy metals in it. It's the lithium iron phosphate battery, and this touts 3,600 plus charging and recharging cycles, which blows away a lot of the competition. So that's something, one of the number one things to consider. Can it run a CPAP? Yes. Most CPAPs are about 30 to 60 watts. This will run a 60 watt CPAP for 8.5 hours, no problem. Again, it's got a pure sine wave inverter, which means that it's similar to the current that comes out of your house. So you don't have to worry about anything with this ruining any appliances. So it's pure sine wave. Again, I've done it in some other videos. You saw that when I had it in my van. You've got two AC outlets right here. You have a USB-C outlet here, two USB-A outlets with 18 watt max. The USB-C has a 60 watt charging port. The 12 volt here, just like a car cigarette lighter adapter, goes up to 10 amps, and you've also got two 12 volt 5 amp right there. So there's a kind of a close-up view for you guys to see that here. I'll put the rest of the specs in the description box, but the battery's not heavy. It has a light on the back. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, here's where your charging cable would go. And it does accept solar panels. I haven't done any tests with it yet on solar panels. I plan to do that. Hopefully Oupes will send me their set. If not, I have my own that I'll use for the test. You've got a nice sturdy handle here. Again, it's got the large LCD display. I'll power up the light in the back. You can see this is not on electric right now. This is 100% charged. You've got the light has a couple of different modes. You have high, low, high, and SOS. So that's a pretty handy feature to have, especially say I'm in here and it's a little dim. I'm trying to find my way around. There's no power to the camper. I'm in my Forest River R-Pod 179 RV, and I've done a lot of videos from this RV and with this RV. And so I could turn on this light and find my way around here, even though the RV right now is in storage and it's off the grid. So again, you've got the ability, and over the last couple of months, I've had this actually in the kitchen since my wife has been sick, and she's still sick, and I'm home caring for her. I'm going into my 10th or 11th week now caring for her. And so I've had a set of two-way radios that we use to communicate with each other. If I have to leave and go outside for whatever reason, she can call me on the radios. And so I charge those up on this unit. I've been using it to run my, I keep in the kitchen a scanner, a Whistler TRX1 scanner. I keep that plugged into this all the time, so it's running all the time. And then we constantly use it for our cell phone, to charge our cell phones, and also to charge a small battery pack that can charge our cell phones as well. So I recharge with that. And this has no hiccups at all. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I think Oupes did a great job in manufacturing this and setting it up. Again, to recharge this via solar panels, they're telling you, and again, solar's kind of iffy, depends on the sun, the angle, all that. It's about 7.5 hours to recharge this via solar panels. Wall outlet is pretty accurate. I've tested it out in the wall outlet. That's 6 to 7 hours if it's out totally. If it's down to about 80%, about 3.5 hours. Excuse me, it'll give you 0 to 80% in 3.5 hours. So if you plug it into the wall and it's totally out, in 3.5 hours you'll have it up to 80%, which is good for most situations. So you don't have to wait the whole 7 hours to get it topped off. 12 volt in your car, which is included. It has the car adapter included. So if you're driving in your vehicle, your van, in my case, and I keep it plugged into the 12 volt in the car, it'll take about approximately 10.5 hours. But I never let this go down to 0. So as I'm driving, it's always going to be topped off if I'm in motion, if I'm driving. So I've got no, and I can run things in the vehicle off this while we're traveling with no problem. If you charge it via the USB C port, you're looking at 12 hours to recharge it. This has a BMS, a battery management system built into it, which is important to know. It's got over voltage protection, over current protection, over heat protection, and smart air cooling. In fact, when you plug it in, sometimes you could hear the fan kick on, which keeps the unit cool so it doesn't have any hiccups. So it adjusts the charging voltage and speed to suit your device's needs. And again, that goes in hand with the pure sine wave performance. Again, I discussed the light on the back of the unit, and so I've done some preliminary tests with this. I've posted some videos. You'll see them on my channel. I'll put them in the link to this one too, where I ran a tea kettle, like an electric tea kettle. I think it was a 1,000-watt kettle. We boiled some water. We ran a hot plate, one of those hot plates you can put a pot or a pan on. That was 1,000-watt, and this ran it with no problem. It didn't overheat. It didn't shut down. It did its job. It'll run a rice cooker, a 500-watt rice cooker for 1 hour, an electric drill, a 345-watt electric drill for 1.5 hours. It'll run a 100-watt projector for 4.8 hours. It'll run a hot kettle, a 600-watt hot kettle for 0.6 hours. And again, getting back to like a kettle or something, if you're just looking to heat up water for tea or coffee or to rehydrate a meal, that's only going to take a couple of minutes. So it's not going to blow out your battery. You're not going to keep a tea kettle on for a half hour. So you could use it multiple times without discharging this system. So that's a good thing. It'll run a 60-watt. It'll recharge a 60-watt laptop 4 times before you need to recharge this unit. It'll recharge a 60-watt drone 11 times. A 1,865 milliamp hour camera 27 times, and your iPhone about 54 times, and it'll get your iPhone to 80% in about 35 minutes. That's what the specs say. So I'm just giving you some rough things that it'll do, or it can do, if you're kind of on the fence with this, not knowing if you're going to purchase one or not. I highly recommend it. They're on sale starting today, I think. I don't know how many days it's going. I'll put the links and everything in the description box. And if you have any questions, everything will be in there. you could reach out to me and I'll call Oupes, or you could reach directly to them. Again, a lot of the uses I would use it for is my everyday life in the van. Again, this ran my van refrigerator for a whole weekend off the grid, which was cool. I've got videos on it on my channel. And so it kept my 60 watt Dometic refrigerator going for a whole weekend, which would simulate a whole weekend of camping. And so that was a big thing, without having to use my solar panel on the van or anything else before this needed recharging. So very happy about that. That's the #1 thing that I wanted to test this out for, and it passed with flying colors. Other things are storms, blackouts, power outages. This will run LED lights, a string of lights, recharge your phone during an outage. Again, it's silent. It's not a generator that's going to make noise like a gas generator. But again, it's limited as compared to a gas generator and what it can do. So understand what it can do, what you want to do with it, because they have a larger unit, a 1,000 watt unit or an 1,100 watt unit as well. Again, van life, RV life, tailgating, bugging out. If you had to take it and leave really fast, you grab it, go. You've got an ability to charge batteries, radio batteries, what have you. If you have a small cabin or a campsite and you're tent camping, you could use it as well. It'll serve you there. Again, another good thing to realize is during this time of year, you know, you might want to get 1 or 2 of these and give them away to family members that are not as much prepared as you. I may give this one to somebody. I'm not going to say who that is, but I may give it to somebody soon. And that does not have something like this as a backup, that I want to make sure is at least somewhat prepared. So it's a good start for them. So friends and family members, acquaintances, other preppers, whatever. Oupes has warehouses in California and New York, so they're pretty well established. Good company so far, no problems with them. They answer every question I had for them. And I'm looking forward to doing some more reviews with them. Again, hopefully they'll send me the solar panels that go to this, and I'll do some other tests, maybe some winter tests with solar with this unit. But again, this is the Oupes 600 watt power station. I like it. I highly recommend it. I think it's well worth the money you're going to spend on it, especially now that there's a sale going on. So check them out. I'll put the links again in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay well, stay ready. We need to be prepared for anything this coming new year. We don't know what is headed our way, and having something like this just gives you more peace of mind. Thanks for watching. Stay ready.